Welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephen Nguyen. I'm a pharmacist and I own 52 units of real estate. So I had a great question in the comments asking, how does my single family home real estate portfolio compare to my multifamily real estate portfolio? And I thought it was a really good question because I never really sat down to analyze. And for those of you who've been following my journey, you know I started off house hacking single family homes in the Bay Area in California, which is more of an appreciation market, not so much cash flow. But I bought a lot of my real estate from 2017 to 2021 when interest rates were really low. And, definitely it's part luck in that aspect, but hindsight's 2020. At the time I was buying real estate, people were telling me it's going to crash, don't buy. But, I took action and, it paid off, right? So I own about, I think, five single family homes. Four are in the Bay Area, California. Oh, sorry. Three are in the Bay Area. I got two in Los Angeles, and I got one in Alabama. So one's my current primary residence, which I'm living in right now. And I started off house hacking in the Bay Area in 2017. Basically, bought houses for $800,000, put 10% down, lived in the master, and rented out the three other bedrooms. And I rinse and repeat that process, right? My first house hack was $800,000, 10% down. My second one was $1.1 million in San Francisco, 10% down. And my next one was in Southern California, relocate here, and I bought for 770K, put 77K down, right? So, um, during COVID, because California and most of these single family homes are break even or cash flow negative, and I'm self managing it. If I had to pay a property manager, I'd be even more cash flow negative. And if you factor in any repairs and expenses, I'm even more cash flow negative, right? So I was okay taking that hit because I'm working full time W-2 as a pharmacist. I still am. So I was able to take a hit where if I'm negative, whatever, $400 a month, I can take that hit because I'm making money through my real estate or through my W-2. So let's kind of summarize how my single family homes have done. So I bought my first one for 800K. It's worth 1.3 now. So I made about $500,000 on that one. My second one I bought for 1.1. It's worth maybe 1.4, 1.5 conservatively. So that's another $400,000. Another single family home, got it for 1.7 million, and now it's worth about 2.7 or 2.1 now. So that's another $400,000 of equity. Um, and I have another one that I bought for close to $800,000 is now worth about 1.1. So it's another $300,000 of instant equity. So I already lost track of the math, to be honest. But I would say in my net worth, um, it's roughly, what was that? Let me actually add that up. So that's 500,000 for the first one. The second one is 1.1 to 1.5. That's 400K. So that's $900,000. My next one, I think that one I went up by about 300,000. So that's 1.2 million. And then my single family home in Alabama went up by about 100K. So that's 1.3 million. And then another house I got went up by about another 500,000. So that's about $1.8 million, right? That went up. And what I did was I did a huge cash out refinance when interest rates were low, pulled out a bunch of money, and then used that to buy my two apartment complexes that I renovated, right? So I made about $1.8 million for my single family home real estate portfolio, and it's currently collectively cash flow negative because I put out so much money from that to go buy my apartment complexes, right? So overall, I'm probably negative maybe $2,000 a month despite self-management of all my single family homes. So I used that to buy my 26 unit, which I bought for 500,000. I put in $300,000 into it to renovate it. I'm all in for 800K. It's now worth 1.5. So I forced about $700,000 of appreciation. And this one cash flows about $8,000 a month. The next one is I bought my 20 unit for about 350K. I put in about, let's just say, 150K to fix it up. So I'm all in for 500,000. It's worth maybe $700,000, $800,000. That's another $300,000. So I forced about $1 million of equity, and my multifamily real estate portfolio cash flows between about 10K a month, right? So I definitely cash flow about 10K a month. So I forced about 1 million equity, cash flow 10K a month. My mobile home park note gives me another $2,000. So that's 12K a month. my single family home portfolio had about $1.1 million in appreciation. Keep in mind, I own these longer, right? And they're cash flow negative $2,000 a month, right? So if you do all that, um, that's kind of the risk and benefit. And what I will say is for residential real estate, it's a little bit like I did absolutely nothing. Like I could be a bad operator. I could charge $1 in rent or $10,000 in rent. It doesn't matter. The value is based on the market appreciation. With multifamily, the value is based on net operating income divided by the market cap rate. So if you do that math, if your NOI goes up because you're a good operator, the value goes up. If the value goes down, the NOI goes down because you're a bad operator, then the value goes down. So it's really dependent on how well you raise your rents, how well you manage your expenses, and how well you make sure that it's running smoothly in like a business, right? So that's the one key distinction. And the question is it worth it? So I'd say for me, um, my intent was to, because my single family home real estate portfolio is not sustainable, because it's cash flow negative with great appreciation. Like you can't scale that, right? You can't scale negative cash flow real estate, and that's gonna tie you to your W-2 forever. So I want to balance it out by doing multifamily, where as I force appreciation by increasing the NOI, by doing renovations, by raising the rents to market rents, by lowering my expenses, it gives me cash flow plus equity. So I need that cash flow to balance out, right? So let's say if between my mobile home park note, my 20 unit, my 26 unit, let's say cash flowing, um, geez, I think I'm grossing about my 26 unit grosses 16K. My 20 units about 8K, so that's 24K plus 22,000, that's about um, 26K. And let's just say like my expenses are roughly 13K, or about let's say 10K. So I have about 16K in cash flow from my multifamily portfolio, but I'm negative, let's say 2-3K for my single family home real estate portfolio. So, I'm positive about 12K. But this is just, keep in mind, this cash flow, I don't live off of it. It's more to save that money for a rainy day, in case a roof breaks, in case a plumbing issue happens, in case I need to replace HVAC, right? So I'm not living off it. I'm living off my W-2 income, right? So for me, I thought it was a great balance. So, like, what would I do? What would I do moving forward? Like, I think right now I'm kind of at an inflection point. Um, it was really nice to analyze. I've done well with my single family home portfolio. California has been a great market. There's a lot of jobs here, despite all the hate that it gets. And then multifamily in Oklahoma, it's more cash flow focused. So it's been really nice to have that balance and to have that portfolio balance. But right now, I'm kind of at an inflection point where, do I want to sell one of my single family homes, take that equity to pay off my primary residence, to get rid of my mortgage? That would reduce my expenses significantly. Or do I want to sell that same property and then pay off my two apartment complexes and then improve the cash flow on those properties even better? And the cash flow can then cover my mortgage, right? Or I could sell two of my single family homes of high equity and pay off my primary residence and pay off my two apartments, and drop down to 50 units but own most of it free and clear, right? So is that worth it or not? So that's a thing that I've been kind of pondering on. Would love to know your feedback, your input on that, because at this point, if I buy more real estate, whether it's single family home or multifamily, my quality of life doesn't necessarily improve, especially when you have 52 units and a $6 million net worth. So kind of what I want to do moving forward is I want to not have shiny object syndrome, right? So I want to continue buying single family homes in California. I want to continue buying single family homes in Alabama. I want to continue buying multifamily properties in Oklahoma, and just scale that organically and not as fast as I was going before, right? So I want to build a financial foundation, whether that's paid off primary residence, paid off apartment complex. And once I have that foundation, then I can focus on scaling again, right? So that's the phase of real estate. You scale, and after you scale, you stabilize, and after you stabilize, then you can consider scaling again if you want to, right? So I've scaled, got to 90 units at one point, now 52. Now I want to focus on stabilizing my 52 units and make sure that I build a foundation that takes care of me for the rest of my life, right? So that's the whole point of real estate. It's not to chase a number of units. It's not to show off that you own like thousands of units. It's to build a financial foundation that gives you flexibility in life. So hopefully this gave you value. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments. Love to create a video response. If you're interested in scaling a multifamily real estate portfolio, maybe you're working a W 2 like me, maybe you own single family homes like me, and you want to go to multifamily, check out my mentorship program in the link down below. Don't do it alone. But otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you next one. Thank you so much.